Hello, 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 and welcome to yet another episode of the Conversation Capital with myself, Ursula Marianne, your host, and the voice of reason, Obonga Bueta. Hey, girl.
Hey.
How are you doing?
I'm good, sis. How are you?
Given, are you joining us for this conversation?
Yes, I'm here.
Of course you are.
Yeah.
Because we have a goat in studio.
Yes.
The greatest of all time.
Yes.
I wish we had Bo, because this person is the originator of the horn. T-Bo Touch. Hello.
I love your intros because I'm like, where are these voices? I don't get to see them. Thank you for having me on your show. I appreciate that.
Sure, no, we are so honored. And it's been a long time coming. We've been trying to get you on the show, but definitely always wanted to chat to you. And I mean it when I say when I think of Touchdown 326,
right?
When there was Joe Man and Philip Bagajani, that got me through undergrad. And since then, I've been sold.
Thank you.
So yeah, you've just done so much. And while researching the show, we found out so many facts about you, which re-emphasize that it's not just an empty like that you have for this person. This person has stripes. They've earned,
a lot, right?
They've earned their keep.
Yeah. Wow.
So I'm not going to be tell us who Tio touches. But maybe let's start at the top. Tell us.
I think it's only fair for those who don't know who I am.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It is very ignorant of you to walk around this planet thinking people know who you are just because you got close to 1 million followers or over 1 million followers. No, I don't take it for granted, but I want to thank you for changing the landscape, because for me the evolution of podcast says our fight for data is justified. You know, when we started with the people I started with, we were like crazy. How are people gonna move from traditional media to this? And look at all this now. Look at this. It's important in society to always have the precursors, those who lay the foundation for anybody post them to flourish and fly. So I've found myself in a space where I'm a sower. So when you say who's touch, I sow, and I'm lucky to reap. But I sow, and I got to a point of realizing I'm at peace with knowing the fact that I sow. My journey from early things, when you are thinking outside the box, you always come up with ideas that aren't sensical at that time. So I've been that guy who, what is he thinking about? How is that possible? How is he gonna, everything, my life in summary has been the initiator, the pioneer of the craziest idea. So who am I? I'm the guy who jumps off the cliff, and hopefully there's a cord tied up
somewhere.
To somewhere.
Hoping wings grow.
Yeah. Literally. You know what I mean?
So I always tell the story. I went to high school much after you.
Right.
And we both just featured Kosmats, not for a very long time. I was only there for a year. I know you were only there for 9 months as well.
Right.
But the track record of Tibo Touch still lived. People were like, Touch una apara di Doc Martens when they were not in fashion.
I know.
So, one of those things in the Val where people claim they know the person just because they're from there.
Right. That
That was all of Smuts, and this was years later.
Wow.
So,
How many years you went late after me?
Hey, I'm young.
So I don't remember wearing school shoes on an ordinary day at school. And that was not about being rebellious. I just feel that Smuts uniform then was too rigid for a creative mind. So I tried to fit in, because remember the Doc Martens had the yellow stitches. So I painted mine black, so you couldn't see through. So I won my argument. I'm like, but they black shoes. But they were like, I did toughies. I'm like, but they're black, And we were the first generation of a lot of things that needed to be questioned and challenged, but within the parameters of respect. None of it was done. I don't think people would have spoke proud of me if I left a legacy of a rebellious, notorious student. And that's where sometimes we get it wrong. Sometimes when you shift the barometer, you don't have to do it outside the parameters of a dignified way of doing it. There is a way to stand out and still be reputable.
Yes.
You know, it's interesting that you say that, and I'll tell you why. I'm really going to jump forward on this one. When you initially left Metro FM, it felt like there was this rebellious, undignified thing that you were doing. So for you to highlight this now, it's to say, you know, some of the things that we hear aren't necessarily the case.
I had the sexiest, polite resignation letter.
Sure.
Yeah, it was a romantic letter. It's on you can Google it. Because I never, there's no such a thing as cutting the umbilical cord in life. You know, if you understand the whole nucleus of creation, we are all somehow intertwined. We are linked to this greater power where at its epicenter, it's this multiple cords that connect us. Regardless of how far scattered or how disjointed or how far different we can be by race, age, time, but we all find ourselves at the same epicenter. We draw from the same power. So nothing in life is disconnected. I cannot walk away. I don't have a breakup with anybody I don't have a relationship with.
You know,
I don't, including business. Everybody I've had a disagreement with, I don't have I don't terminate relationships. I don't.
Sure.
I
no,
don't
this
think
is
so.
true. Your birthday.
Yes.
Julius Malema stands up and speaks.
Yeah.
And in his speech,
Yeah.
he says, you know, the mothers of your children are different, and he says, in the way you're forming a relationship with your wife, the mother of your first son, and the way you're moving, teach us how you do it.
Yeah.
So everything you're saying is testament, really. It's not a front.
100%.
It's real life. This
100%.
is what you've been doing, and you've been living it. You don't burn
have
bridges.
to live it. You have to live it, and you don't hit 100% at it. You don't. I will never come on a podcast and portray this Pope role of a perfect entity or being, because we are creatures of inconsistencies.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We are creatures, and hence we are born of a corrupt seed, but
Sure, I love that.
getting closer to an incorruptible God. But the fact of the matter is, I'm a dichotomy of what went wrong and what wants to be right.
Sure.
And creation is, in a nutshell, or in short summary, is pursuit of moving from what I am to what I can become. So throughout my life, you shall be. You are never in that state of being.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we are creatures of inconsistencies by the mere fact that what I say cannot be detached from the character of who I am.
Sure.
So if I'm a liar and I say I love you, do you believe me?
No.
If I'm a pathological liar.
No.
Because you can't detach the character of who I am from what I'm saying.
Sure. Yeah.
You know?
So those things need to be aligned.
Can a liar say it's 22 degrees outside? You're going to have to verify.
Yes.
You're going to have to, you know what I'm saying? There's got to get to a point where we understand that people aren't detached from the character of who they are, and be at peace with that.
Yeah.
Don't kill yourself. You told me you'll never leave me. I can't guarantee me to myself.
Ooh.
How can I guarantee to you?
Yes.
Are you serious? I told myself I won't drink. And last night I found myself at the bar.
Sure.
Seriously, man. So we are creatures of inconsistencies, and I'm learning that. And it's a beautiful thing because it has just increased my threshold of forgiveness. I'm light.
Wow.
I genuinely believe I'm one of those people who are going to look super young at 65. Because you know what? It don't faze me what you say about me. I understand I have to be light. You project your turmoil when you say what you think about me, or you project your great wonder of who you are.
Yeah.
And your lens is in here. You just amplify it by your mouth.
Yeah.
But everybody's lens resonates within. So when you say, I can't stand that person, there are pH issues in your system that are not balanced. You're dealing
And
with...
I can't own that.
I can't help you.
That is not a burden I'll carry. Yeah.
Babe, I can't. This fine Wagyu ribeye and a beautiful bottle of wine is not gonna help the situation. And we put all of those things, right? we put all those things as fronts to say, maybe she'll change. Let me get her a new car. Let me put her in a different address. Oh, she's gonna love me more. Let me buy this. But
PH.
there's certain things, whatever we do, are not going to balance the turmoil in many people out there. So stop spending money on PR and trying to clean your image. And I want people to think good of me. Listen, I've concluded, man. I say what you want of me. I will continue with the wonder that I am because I was never made by what you said. If accolades made me the man I am, that means I'm a ticking time bomb. Because I need those accolades to keep me.
You know, this is a gift, and this is the gift of age and time.
Yeah.
Wisdom.
Yeah.
I recently was having a chat with a young lady who went through a season of being bullied online. I met her like a month out of this whole, you know, when you're trending
Right.
and there's memes and stuff. So I say to her, you handled it really well. I'm sorry. And, you know, she immediately jumps into trying to explain to me what exactly happened and things that I didn't need to. I just knew that you were bullied and it's okay. But I could see the youngness. She's only 23. I could see this youngness that she was bullied and battered, and she wanted to. Like, at least you should know.
Yes,
what happened.
Yeah,
you know, and like just hearing, you know, I feel like if I met you after being bullied, anything. You'd be like, Ursh, how you doing? And life would go on, and that's the gift of wisdom and age that, you know, comes with that.
Yo.
But also, you've been in the limelight for a really long time.
For a good minute. And the limelight, let's be clear, I'm born in a family that has an audience every Sunday. So I had the limelight from Sunday school.
Yeah.
I'll be called to recite a John 3 verse 16 at 5 in front of 500 people. Do you think 2 million people on radio faze me?
No ways.
I've been reciting in front of conferences. I will pray in front of thousands of people as a early, and I didn't know this was preparing me for this life today. It makes sense now. You understand what I'm saying?
I hear you.
It did. If we had social media in the 80s, I'll be the most followed kid then.
Do you know, Touch, I really believe, like I said, in as much as we've researched quite a bit, but as you read, you're like, damn, this person's done a lot. But you also leave greatness everywhere you go.
I hope so.
Yeah. You leave General Smuts. You've won an award from FNB, an Entrepreneur's Award in high school. You know, you told us, Sophia, I know maybe you're not going to share it now, but the principal had given you a portion of the tuck shop because he could see what an entrepreneur you were. You leave, and we hear or we read that even in I think it's New York, there's a classroom or something that's named after you.
My high school.
You're in your high school, right? Because you went off to the States, darling.
No, man. To be honest, Mr. Bati, wherever he is, may God bless his soul. That gentleman, you got to think about it. I went to school at the infancy of democracy. White school, excuse me.
Yes.
We had that shift where it is not culturally acceptable for people who aren't socially orientated to appropriate a certain type of lifestyle outside township and be able to create an impact or leave an indelible mark as first generation of white integration. I went to school at the time where most of our teachers were shocked at how we articulate ourselves because you did your grade 1, grade 2 and you're sitting for the first time in a classroom next to an English kid, an Afrikaner kid who they are already accustomed with certain traditions. You know, today's PE, they got swimming shorts, they got spikes, sneakers with spikes for running, and you going on the field, it's Olympics barefoot, and you smoking them. I'm just saying. But academically as well, you are so well vested in how to demonstrate excellence. I remember I remember saying for our debating team, was it Oliver Lodge, which I'm going back, my primary school is called me in the next couple of weeks. I hope this will be out by then.
It will be.
Sure. So I'm going back to my high school. They have a special event for me It's gonna be all
Again,
aluminized.
another place where you've left a mark so much so they're calling you back.
This one is more emotional than anything because it's about it's 35 years later.
Sure. Yeah. It's a primary school, in the
Val. In the Val. So they call me up, all parents. They're expecting about 2,000 parents there. I can't wait for that day. I don't even know how I'm going to handle that moment walking into this primary school. But this was my first white school I went to. Yeah. And I became one of the debating. We had a debating team, but I was leading in the maths class at that time. And if I can recall, Mrs. Van Vieren at the time was my maths teacher. We didn't take off well because I was touched, you know. There's a part of me that's, and she was, her agony towards me was, dude, you're so good in school. You're so good in maths. Why you gotta be a rascal? Why you gotta be notorious? Why you gotta be that kid? But remember, I'm from Sharpeville. If you become this nerd, tie straight up, and you're getting A's, you are labeled a sellout.
Yeah.
So you gotta be good academically and still keep it
cool.
real.
Yeah.
Where she's like, do you do your homework? You're like, nah. And everybody's like, yeah.
That's the guy.
That's my guy. Yo, he just told Mrs. Papiri no. It's like, you're getting a demerit. So what? No. But you're like, wait a second, man. I'm winning the gallery of ignorant people.
Oh.
And that's social media today.
Sure.
Who's the gallery? That's why Denzel said he doesn't understand what is cancel culture.
Sure.
Because 90% of what you call cancel culture are people who life canceled them already. What are they pursuing outside their average day-to-day that challenges them to drive far bigger? I like to have an engagement with the so-called cancel culture community and say, can you today stop everything you're doing in your comfortable office in Sandton and say, I'm going to replicate my greatness in New York. I want to replicate my greatness in Rome. Can you pack your bags and move to Australia and replicate your greatness? Because I don't think greatness is confined to location. This podcast, if it can be relevant, and I know it can, because the gift is in you.
Thank you.
It's not confined to who is watching it based on geographical locations.
Absolutely.
Because you're touching souls aren't black. Souls aren't white. We souls before we humans, man.
Sure.
I'm very curious about the mindset that you have. I have a working theory. So firstly, I'd like to understand if you developed this mindset over time of just being so sure of yourself, of knowing that you are a tree that can be planted in any climate. I have a theory that, for example, I look at Vusi Thembekwayo talking about how his mother instilled greatness within him. Always, his mom and dad always spoke about how great he is.
Yeah.
I don't know if Trevor Noah has the same. You've read his book.
Yeah.
There's another book I've read by Darren Hardy, and he talks a lot about how he modeled his behavior of just being not giving up and always knowing that I'm getting out of this and I'm going to make it work. He learned that from his dad.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering what is first of all, your view of shaping mindset? Can an individual do it to themselves? Is it dependent on outside forces? And how did it come about for you?
So, I'm of the belief we come to this world with enough power, with sufficient grace to get us across the shore. I say that because what if you're that child who at birth, you're an orphan. There aren't external influences to draw or solicit that influence or that power to drive you and give you or whisper the power, the life you need to hear. I'm speaking to that person who says, I don't have that reference of somebody believed in me early. I genuinely believe everybody was birthed with enough tools at birth to be great. And I'll say this, I'll qualify it. Show me what problems you've solved and I'll show you how great you are. Show me what you've endured and it didn't consume you. I'll show you how powerful you are. Because there are kids who are born from families that deposited so much in them and they turned out to be average. So we can't universally accept the argument that I was raised by a mother or a father that believes so much in me. That's why I'm so great. Because that formula in my world has not been proven to be accurate. I know a lot of peers I grew up with who had everything from inception, and they just misappropriated everything that was set before them. Where is the room for grace for those who were molested as children by the very same soft arms that are supposed to speak life into them? So let's remove that off the equation. Now I'm being graphical and mathematical, but let's remove that equation and maybe give credence, or let's all accept mentally that there is no one in this world with a deficiency when it comes to internal power that you can draw from. I say that because our strength can only be revealed mostly in turmoil.
Sure.
It dawned on me when I learned early in my life. I was 9 years old. We used to have this thing when we come from school. We have these soccer matches that we play at any open area in Sharpeville. We just put our school bags and they become soccer posts. And one time we were playing and I'm realizing, but we're kicking, we're hitting this ball against our school bags, and by the time we get home, there's dust in the very same, books that you need to present to demonstrate that you respect this institution called school. And I said, guys, this can't be practical. We're kicking our future here. This doesn't make sense. And if you're weak, you'll be labeled whatever you label. But I looked and I had a conversation with my grandma. And I said to her, I think I was 9 or 10. And I said, I don't think anybody in Sharpeville represents what I want to be. I'm not getting enough reference of what I want to be in my life based on what I see every day. Can you please take me with you when you go to town on weekends? I need to see different inspiration. Then we went to Three Rivers. If you know Three Rivers in 1991, the mansions on the river. And I'll say, what kind of people live here? And she said, people like you and I.
Sure.
We need reference of what's better than what we see on a day-to-day.
Absolutely.
You won't believe this. At 12, I started getting obsessed with Sunday showrooms. You know Sunday showrooms for properties?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
yes.
I used to love that. I'll ask my uncle, can we go? Because my uncle used to drive around and look at these houses that are for sale. And we will just do it for the sake of, man, so there's a house where you enter and there's a fish pond. I want that. I want that. Oh, what's that? Koi fish. What's a koi fish? Because you go back to a 4-room house and everybody's house looks like that. And you accept that's how life should be.
That's the standard.
So
It's so interesting how the reference you're drawing from is exactly the reference I drew from.
Yeah.
I went to Riverside, which is in Three Rivers East, right?
you were bougie.
But I lived in Sebokeng.
Right.
So the walk from Riverside
Right.
to River Square was
Right.
very aspirational.
Come
for me.
on.
Because I was people have tennis courts.
Yes.
That was my first experience of what is next for me.
Come
and
on.
that's why my varsity, I made sure was not in the Val.
Come on.
Everything had to be, there's even times where I take out people to be like, there's more out there, let's go,
Thank
so
you.
I just found that moment to be the
Yes.
same path is the one that
Yes.
inspired my.
I think everybody can have a moment where you see, hi man, there's more. People are living different, especially when you come from a small town. I
Yeah.
think maybe it's also a small town thing.
Yeah.
I think maybe kids in Joburg are exposed to it very early.
Yeah.
The discrepancies. But those of us from a small town, you get that moment where you're like, I remember when I moved to boarding school, mine was, we went to boarding school with the first king of Swaziland.
Come on.
And I remember a helicopter picked him up one day, school break when we were all going on holiday, and landed in the field. Then I said, hey.
Right? There's always next level.
Yeah.
There's always next. So I'm driven by what is next level. And I was clear that I can't live my life here. Very early. That's why at 15, I was out.
Oh.
I was like, nah.
So it was you asked your parents that you moved to the States.
Yeah, I was like, I'm out. I firstly created means because I knew asking for permission for something that crazy is equivalent to a 16-year-old saying, I don't want to go to school anymore. I actually want to have a pilot license and fly private jets. Doesn't make sense. So by the time I had the plan to get out, I said, I'm not getting out of Sharpeville. I'm getting out of this country.
Sure.
And means were there. I was running a successful business in school. So I'm the type that, you see in life, and I keep repeating this, before you establish a demand, there's two things. As a person, you gotta say, are there means to meet this particular demand? If there aren't, am I on demand to make demands?
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So I was clear that, okay, the only way we're going to get out of here is instructive than inquiry. This is what I'm doing, and I'm doing it this Friday. Whoa. What do you mean?
And this is
I've
how.
got it. Yeah. What about the I've got that. What about this? I got that.
At 15.
Yeah, man. We did it. We got out of here. We did it. And found myself in the new family. The Jones took me in, and Bishop Robert Winston Jones, may God bless his soul, and Miss Marjorie Jones were my first parents in the U.S. that took me in. Gave me a shot, thank God, to my grandparents because they were special friends. As two bishops. So, oh my God, here's the son of a bishop. But to cut a long story short, that was the best transition of my life, where I started realizing that I wasn't crazy. But then you arrive in New York and you're like, no, I still want next level.
I want to be in Manhattan.
Yeah, you're like, whoa. Whoa. I'm seeing BET, MTV. You're like, what? Yeah. So there's limos. Oh, snap. You know, you always say,
wait.
Next
in
level.
Short or Ratadil?
In short, I'm not created to eat what's falling off the table.
Sure.
I'm here to decide what's on the menu.
Sure.
It's different.
Not even eat what's on the table.
No.
I'm here to think.
Yeah. So if you thought you got an invitation to the dinner table and that's prime, no. There's next level of deciding what's on the menu.
Sure.
And you know, as we were preparing for this day, the more and more we read about you, the more we saw how you really put in the 10,000 hours.
Yeah.
From interning at Jeff Dam to what's that, 997, Hot 97, right?
Yeah.
You were very intentional about your life.
Yeah.
Every step of the way.
Yeah.
No. Say it when we saw that one of your first interviews was with T.I.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's talking about born to greatness.
He just dropped the biggest single called Rubber Band Man. And we making this connection and it's flawless. And I'm saying, yo, South Africa, welcome to Open Mic Set. That was the name of the show at that time, or Rhyme and Reason, can't remember. My guest today, Rubber Band Man, T.I. He had that fitted hat with a lot of rubber bands, and I don't know what watch he had. It was just, I was just excited to be breaking that conversation. We didn't have Instagram, we didn't have Twitter. But it's in the archives of the SABC.
Yes.
And that Monday, there was a meeting held with Give This Boy a Contract. I did that without a contract, by the way. So my demo was the biggest artist at the time. How do you not
Hire that person.
hire me?
On the spot.
Yes.
Yeah, that was my demo.
No
But
way.
I did my demo for a year.
You know, I know
No pay, nothing.
Oh, so you're saying you had continued this relationship
Yeah,
and then you
for a
find,
year.
after a year you get TI.
I was demonstrating. No, within that year, Tia was part of my first interview, and after that there were bigger ones. I still never contract. It's not like they released the contract then.
Yes.
So when the word came from management, they were like, "Yeah, we'll put him on our fiscal plans for next year."
Radio, yeah.
It's April. I'm waiting for next year March. All right, let's keep going. You know how many Saturdays is that of consistent, epic, cutting edge content? It's 52 times without a pay.
This is what we always speak about. Just people we have in this culture, a lot of them. We see Thibaut Touch, we see the grades, right?
Yeah.
And we see now. But there's so many hours that, okay, with the
Yeah,
right
10,000
research,
hours.
you'll find them out.
Yeah.
But we often neglect. We want to be the next Thibaut Touch without realizing the amount of work that
goes
went into this person.
Absolutely.
You see, back to being light, you gotta be light because your engine, it's said if your engine is fueled by accolades. You know, I'm not here to recite my former glories. I think I'm killing it now than I was then. You know, because for me, then it was a big deal to be on a billboard, have this endorsement, have this. I'm not there. I'm generally not there. I'm looking at bilateral agreements now between South Africa and the first world countries. How do I play in their value chain? And I'm setting up the right cadence for my boys to participate in that value chain. I'm planning for people who are not even there yet. I'm preoccupied most of my time with who's coming after me. You know, my two sons are the main people in my agenda, where I'm laying the foundation for them. There's things, at some point in life you pivot. It's no longer about you. It's about, okay, if this machine switch off, maybe 2 generations are good.
Because of the work you've put in.
Yeah, maybe 2, maybe 3.
Sure.
And how do you secure that? They don't carry the same passport as me. I went through a first world in an African only line. They go through first world as citizens of that.
Sure.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I hear you.
Yeah. They don't go right. They go on the narrow is the path to greatness, right? It's annoying how a bunch of us get stacked up at immigrations when you look around, it's brown skins and all people that look like they just had a tan, but it shouldn't be that way. And unfortunately, capital is designed around that.
Yeah.
So you're not going to win that by doing. If that's what life threw at you, change that narrative.
No,
now,
we want to hear it first. What are you doing now?
My children's children will always be first world citizens.
Sure.
Because remember, I have sons, right? So by virtue of being the Molifes, whoever they birth inherit that citizenship, their children's children.
Yeah.
So we've changed that lineage now. Already. They can have conversations on any currency if the rand does not become powerful, which I pray it does.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here. I can't turn my back from my country, but I had to make the sacrifice with a lot of things and say, let them be afforded the opportunity that I never had. And that's how you change the narrative. You know, it's one thing to sit and it's not enough for us to think we're going to change the status quo if we are the sower and reaper of in the same lifetime. I said this to somebody one day. I said, I'm at peace with sowing, knowing I'm not going to be there to reap.
Yes.
I'm at peace with that. My lifestyle shows you that. There are things I'm doing right now that are not going to benefit me while I'm here. There are some...
You're the sower. You opened up by saying I'm the sower.
You have to. And unfortunately, most of us is legacies are one generational. We think our main purpose is to go through that door and reap off whatever that's beyond that door. Sometimes your sole purpose was to go through that door to keep it open because there's somebody great coming behind you. So for the things I'm doing now, I'm excited with the opportunity to travel anywhere in the world. and you are able to have real estate conversations. You are able to have how to participate in different industries, flying the South African flag. I used to be excited to be booked abroad. Oh, I got a gig in this country. And then I get paid and I come back here. But what is the next thrill? I want to play at that level.
Yes.
Imagine saying to yourself, Ursula, after this podcast, my next gig, I want to have a network in Poland. Huh? What do you mean you want to have a network? You're not saying I want to have a podcast in Poland. You want to have a network. You understand that level of quantum leap?
Sure.
Do you understand what it takes to think that far? And this is the conversation I need to have with Thabo, who is here now. The excitement is not my contract is renewed with Metro. We beyond that. It is a privilege, fantastic, great, but my gift is keeping me there. Awesome. But the conversation has to be bigger. It's got to be like, hold on. What seeds are germinating in the world? Because we are global citizens.
Yes.
Before anything else, your impact is beyond South Africa.
Sure.
It has to be.
It has to be.
I was telling somebody, I'm like, it's not enough posting pictures being on holiday abroad. And that's the flex. I think the flex is posting a picture of your house abroad.
Yeah.
And you have, you complain because, moles are eating your clothes that you haven't worn in months.
Because you're busy in other countries.
You're hardly there.
You know what I mean? And it's not, it's a mental shift. It's not something that you need to study 8 steps of success or 6 principles of this or go to Tony Robbinson's business conferences. It's not that. It's not, we make life so complex, man. Life is not that difficult. Life is not that difficult. Fear ignites the difficulty in pursuing anything in life. Because just leaving this house, if I'm fearful that I'm going to get shot by the time I get to the gate, I won't go anywhere.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And fear is a reason why most of us who are bullet trains are moving at a snail pace.
Sure.
For real. That is the reality. That a fear has, and God speaks against that because He didn't give us a spirit of fear, but He gave us a spirit of a sound mind. So, I oh my word, man, I'm a student of ridding myself of all the fears I had in my past. And
have you ever had fear?
Yeah, that's an interesting
I'm just
question.
I know you've never had fear.
My current fear right now is what I'm becoming.
Sure.
It's shocking me. I'm up to some crazy stuff right now. It shocks me.
Are there any
don't give
that
us a
you can
teaser.
let us into?
Oh, don't give us a teaser. Tell us.
No. It's not even meant to be a teaser. It's, did I allow myself to think that far and tell myself that it's attainable? Because look at it, right? I've had more failures than success in my life. I've had a lot of things that have gone south than very successful. So by now, there should be this inclination to fear pursuing next.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Sure.
There should be this voice that said, don't even try it. I'm that girl who got pregnant at 16 and said, oh God, give me a second chance. And then you got pregnant at 18. And you're like, God, I will never do it again. Then you got pregnant at 21. And then at 22, somebody says, you are great. And you're like, huh? With 3 kids. And somebody says, you're going to be the world's best thing. You're like, how? I got 3 baby daddies. I'm 23 years old. I'm on SASA grants. How? How is that possible? That's me. I have every certification and PhD not to even dream.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm what you call a certified, don't even think about it. And I'm killing it, man.
Sure.
I'm doing my thing right now. Yeah, I think I'm at the peak of I'm doing my thing. I'm good. It scares me that I used to be loud with nothing. Now you can't even read my pulse.
That's how quiet you've went.
Can't even read I was like, do I even need to come on this podcast today? But I genuinely feel it's important because it comes from a testimony. I'm here to share a testimony. It's important.
Then as you're speaking, I just hear Muruti.
It has to.
When are you stepping into that?
I already lived that life. People are like, yeah, but you sound like a pastor. That's like, do you know, I said to you earlier, we are all born with enough tools of greatness in us. And who's the giver of all that is God. So each and every single one of us are here to be servants. We just officiate it by giving it titles. But every day, I am a walking pulpit. Every day. Hence, I have to worry myself if I crush you, if I speak negativity in your life, if like the biggest sin is to be assigned the role to bring people closer to God and bring people closer to themselves, and you just put them far away from that. That for me is the biggest sin ever. You can, when you had an opportunity to speak life into somebody, but out of envy.
Sure.
Because out of envy, that there's a reason why you will look at a post of your friend and you won't click that like.
Sure.
What does it cost you to click that like or comment and say awesome? What does it cost you? Because there's this deep-rooted envy that says, it could have been me. Why not me? And then you will find somebody commenting negatively on the most adorable post. It tells me it has nothing to do with the post. You haven't balanced your pH. There's a lot. Like, you got diarrhea, you got a lot going on.
How sharp.
We need to slaughter something. You are not okay. We can't help you. So every day I walk partly in my calling, I believe so.
Absolutely.
Am I always 100% that pulpit? No. Somebody crossed me before I got here. Red light. You don't know what I said when I lowered my window? Did I fall off grace? No, I did not. I became human. And we are creatures of inconsistencies. Back to my point. So we're going to find ourselves where we say things that don't resonate with who we are. Has God turned his back on us?
Sure.
No. David, after sleeping with Bathsheba, another man's wife, not just another man. Uriah was David's most faithful servant. Uriah, when you look in the history of his family, the type of people, they represented loyalty. They were the pillars of loyalty. There was a rumor that, David is he's hitting on your wife. With that rumor, he was still faithful to David because he was not committed to David. He was committed to the office.
Oh, yes.
You understand what I'm saying? And with evidence, he still served David. Now, David got to a point where he's like, Lord, blot out my transgression, because before you and only you have I sinned. I can respect that. But I can't stand someone who, like me, speaking on this platform, and want to portray the fact that I've never been inconsistent and I've always hit 100% in righteousness. No, I know myself better than anybody else. And you can help somebody who knows their weakness far quicker than somebody who walks into your life and project perfection. It's easier to help somebody who knows their problem than somebody who gets offended by making them aware of their problems.
Sure. Insight. We're talking about replenishment. Let's start at the beginning of replenishment, because I know replenishment starts off as replenishment Mondays.
On Metro FM.
Yeah. That's how it starts off. Yeah. And we all just know that, we're out here jamming to gospel songs on a Monday morning. Yeah. And then
you promised me you were coming last year before we get there. What happened? You thought I didn't look out for you? Yeah, you see? There's one thing you don't know about me. There were probably 14,000 people there and I didn't see you. And last year you promised me that you were coming. Let's put you on blast. We're not editing this part. This is the highlight of the trailer. What happened? You promised me and I looked out for you. There were 14,000 people. And I said, I didn't even ask anybody. I'm like, she will never lie to me. She's not here. You didn't come last year. What happened? Before we talk about it. How about you not talking about it?
When I hear you are being faithful coming onto the podcast.
She said, I'm coming. Ursula, what happened last year?
I'm so embarrassed.
Tell the truth.
You thought he forgot?
I thought he forgot.
Tell the truth. You see, that's another thing, right? So I had this friend of mine. She's a traffic cop.
Yeah.
She was like, yo, I want to come to an event, man. But in Zima, yo, I tried to call in on Metro. I can't get through. I said, okay, I'm going to give you 2 tickets. Did you make it? I gave her 2 tickets. She didn't show up. Months later, on a roadblock, she pulls me over. Timo, I'm going to wait. Before you give me a ticket, what about the tickets I gave you? She's like, been gone. I was like, no, you were not there. So I think what has helped me in life is I don't want God to bless me to a point that one person does not matter for me. I will look out for you if you make a promise to show up at my party and I got 5,000 people. I will look for you. And you know where I get that from? Wilson Binkosi, one of the greatest radio broadcasters of our time. Sure. He used to put a picture. I don't know if he still does that. When he speaks, one of the lessons I learned from him, he has millions of listeners, right? He's probably one of the most listened to radio DJs on the weekends and probably every day. He puts a picture of one person. He says, Touch, I don't do radio like I'm speaking to masses. I'm speaking to that one person. Because that person.
And you're right. He's got this very intimate thing about his show.
Yes.
It feels like he's going right into the speaker and talking to you.
And you feel like he's connecting with you.
Yes.
Now, the gift of what we do as broadcasters, you got to have the ability to convey a message to multitudes. But it has to hit one person. And that's where you get to distinguish between gifted preachers.
Sure.
Because a message should never be tailored for masses. I need to feel like you spoke to me. So I never on air in my links, I say, so guys, when we get back, there's no guys. It's because you're now addressing us as a group. If you listen to me, I'll say, when I get back, I want to tell you something. I want to tell you. I don't want to tell you guys. So people know. Speak to me, Ursula.
I'm telling you one, but guys.
Yeah, I do that. And until this day. So why didn't you come last year, Ursula?
He didn't forget.
He's not letting
You're not getting away with that one.
Yeah.
I have never
As my
said it
lips
on the
get dry.
podcast, but I was in hospital. That's why I didn't come.
That's a good excuse.
It really is not an excuse, but I promise you, I was in hospital.
Okay, so you coming this year?
I promise I'm coming this year.
Cool. So I'll answer your question. Yeah, man, we have a beautiful property that for me is I'm privileged to be trusted with putting an event that brings different denominations, different people. I say that because, churches have their own concerts. But the beauty about the Replenishment is not wrapped around a particular ministry. This was an opportunity that we saw on Metro to say, look, man, we've got an amazing property on air. How do we make an event out of this? This is the capital.
Conversation capital.
When is the capital conversation? The capital conversation is going to have high tea. You know what I mean? It's taking a property and giving it life, because there are people who want to meet with you. There are people who want to engage you. So we're like, whoa, the Replenishment can be confined to an hour on radio.
Yeah.
Let's bring all these great artists under one roof. But the magnanimity of that event has to come out of a stadium. Sure. Because all these artists can sell out arenas in their individual capacity. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's part of my family legacy where what am I doing to serve back? So leading up to the event, we visit all churches. And in every church I visit, I leave a seed. I'm not going to hold back. I'm a giver.
Sure.
Me.
Actually, there was one interview I was reading of yours where it was saying the people who give never run out, something like that. The giver never runs out of things.
Yeah. You can't. So when we visit churches, I remember one time I visited a church and I realized when I went to the bathroom, the plumbing is a serious issue. And I said, okay, we're going to give X amount of thousands to this church. They need to fix this ASAP because I'm not coming back and this is a problem. I don't want to use the pastor's bathroom. I want to use the regular people's bathroom. You understand what I'm saying? And ministry is an industrial, ongoing production. You can't go fellowship in a place that does not look better than your home.
Sure.
We use phrases that we don't mean.
Growing up, you used to visit my church. I just want to attest to this. Growing up, you used to visit my church, and I remember the one time it was towards camp time, and they were looking for people to support the students that couldn't, or the Sunday, not the youth that couldn't afford to go. And
Which church was it?
Trinity Community Church, Pastor Jones.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And you stood up to say, I'm going to pay for X amount of kids.
Oh,
So just to rehash,
Oh man.
this is the true story.
Yes.
Wow, that must have been a decade ago or something. Long
Yeah,
time.
it's a while ago.
But
Over a decade.
really, yeah. Because look, I genuinely feel that by your demonstration, you will be rewarded, not by your lip service.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sure.
A lot of relationships have gone south because loose lips sink ships. And we find ourselves in a position where I bank on what you say, man. I bank on it. And if you don't live up to the level of impeccability, I have every choice or right to lose my mind.
Sure.
Because I got to take your word to the bank. So if I fellowship, this is my challenge, right? If I fellowship at a particular ministry and they keep collecting building fund every Sunday, but you don't see where that building fund is going towards. You don't see the changes. At some point, people are human. They have to ask themselves the right questions. What's going on? You know, I got a friend who built a church under 4 years, beautiful ministry, Goshen Ministries, Pastor Colin, and many other pastors that I look up to. Hope Restoration, Pastor Chris Matebola.
Yeah.
He has a school.
Sure.
Yo, I went to City's church and there was a news bulletin that's reported by a media production of the church, shot by students of the church. So they got they got a radio station, they got a school, and they're wearing uniform. I'm like, I'm not giving less than, I almost mentioned an amount.
But my money can go here.
Yes.
My money can go here. I trust
Yes.
this person.
Yes. You can't attract what you can't, no. You can't keep what you can't attract. And the same principle applies in life. What makes you think you can keep what you can't attract? You get comfortable, the man has proposed you, and now you're no longer wearing those heels that you used to cook in. Now you're cooking in Crocs. Baby girl, I'm checking out. It's a wrap. I'm sorry. What happened? No, babe. Like, I'm not saying be on heels every day, but the ability to attract, to keep what you've attracted it's highly incumbent on the daily commitment you make in ensuring it's rekindled. People become complacent. In an interview, you're desperate. You're selling your soul. You get the job. You pull up 10 minutes late. Your reports aren't curated as they should. You know, your boss is like, hey man, complacency has killed many of us.
Sure.
And this generation of entitled people, it's the worst. You hire somebody and they don't even have the right etiquette, right? Because I generally feel like we live in a you got to understand society, first of all, to understand why people are broken. There are more dysfunctional homes today ever, if you don't believe me. Divorce courts have backlogs.
No, there's nobody that will question that statistic.
Okay?
Yeah. Families are broken.
Now, families are broken. And then you raise your family a certain way, try to give them as much love as possible. And then they attract somebody who knows a different language of love. That person comes in your family and all they know, coming from a broken experience, is to communicate a certain way.
Sure.
And you get shocked and say, why does she talk like that? It's because there's more to her than those voluptuous looks and things that probably attracted you. And we do not invest in addressing those parts. We don't go that far. I generally feel like if there's still such a thing as courtship, we need to be like insurance companies where we give each other forms of family history. Is there no washing dishes in the evening in this family? Is there, after combing your hair, your hair's all over the shower. Is there no cleaning of your hair after you wash? Like, there are certain things, and we don't invest in such. And we stomach. I'm sorry, I'm speaking on behalf of men. I'm going to take this opportunity to address my sister to say complacency is the biggest killer of any relationship. In the workplace, in a personal space, in many other spaces, we have become too complacent. And that's why when we ask God to bless us, it does not add up. We are not growing in certain areas, but we want to grow in the area of prosperity.
Sure.
No, your character will always match your ability to contain a blessing.
Ooh.
You can't feed me PhD information at grade 5.
Sure.
I haven't done enough to
contain,
comprehend
yeah.
that information.
Sure.
I'll be bloated. It wouldn't work.
It will fly right over your head, yeah.
It will. It will. Hence, and look at it today, right? What type of content gets the most traction? Less intellectually challenging. Yeah. Yeah. I'm telling you. It tells you who the gallery is.
Sure.
By the way, I watched 3 of your podcasts last night because I was like, okay, let me check it out. And that's what I do. I do my homework.
Yes.
And I was enjoying some of the conversations you were having with your previous guest. And I'm like, man, this conversation should have over 500,000 views.
Absolutely.
Why 15,000? There's one beautiful interview and that has. And you don't have a lot of brothers on the show. I don't know why. You need to do that.
We'll fix it.
Please, you need to, because you do. It's easy. Look how much I've opened up talking to you than many places I've been. You got that warmth, so capitalize on that. And this is from one gifted broadcaster to another gifted broadcaster.
Sure, thank you.
Please. So there's a need for us to understand there's more going on than what we make of people, and I generally feel like we have a lot to offer than what you see on face value. But if relationships can go that deep in investing in knowing what I'm getting myself into, we wouldn't spend so much money in getting ourselves out of it. It is expensive to get out of a relationship than to get into it.
Sure.
Why? Because there's that window of research we didn't invest in. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. So I'm spending 3 years in trying to establish myself in Australia. I told myself I'm not gonna make money in the next 3 years, but I'm building the foundation. I'm in Australia every 5th week.
Yeah.
I'm investing in knowledge.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful country. There are a lot of opportunities. The World Cup is there in 2027. It's a 800 billion, 4 weeks. Even if I participate in 1% of that value chain, I'm great. After the World Cup, there's the Brisbane Olympics. Why must I compete with somebody who's still after the Val Jazz Festival when I can do it in Sydney? Are you out of your mind? Have it, dog. That's you. God bless you. That's your plate? No. That's my appetizer.
I was about to ask why Australia, so you've answered that. Yeah.
It reminds me of one day my best friend's mom called us in because her friend was chatting to her. She said, my daughters need to hear this. And she said the same thing. She said, when you're looking for your husband, you guys are going to University of Pretoria. Try not to look for a Val kid because you guys connect. Think out of the box. Yeah. See who you can meet. Yeah. You know, whether it's somebody from Australia. I know your wife's from Australia.
Right.
Or it's somebody from, like, just allow yourself. Don't be so small-minded. The globe is really big, you know. And like she spoke of a woman who gave birth to a kid with cerebral palsy, who was rejected then by the husband, in the Val.
Wow.
She went to the UK as a nurse, and now she's with the love of her life, a man who's treating her and her baby in pounds, baby. You know, just a reminder, you know, we're romanticizing, but just a reminder that the world is so big.
Yeah.
So, Agyo, that's amazing. And you're working like a business as well. You're doing business there?
I am. But I want to lay a seed in this conversation.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things I'm learning that were planted from a point of fear. People say relationship is not a transaction. Relationship is a transaction.
Absolutely.
And you must be clear about it.
Sure.
You need we need to accept it. It is a transaction because I'm stimulated to perform based on how I'm received.
Yeah.
So anything with that kind of review or KPIs. There should be KPIs in relationship. What is it? No, seriously.
Yeah.
You can't consistently be good to something that is not plowing back to you.
Yeah.
At some point,
It'll
you're going to
drain
get
you.
weary.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You will stick around by the grace of God, but it does deplete. And upon depletion, I pray you don't lose your mind. So we have the opportunity, you as Ursula, the voice of God, to say, yes, I'm from the Val. But I genuinely believe that somebody mentally on my level in Kazakhstan
Sure.
or Azerbaijan, the world is big. The world is beautiful. Oh, Mudimun blesses Buti from Tanini. My goodness.
Oh gosh, we're gonna get flat. It's just an example, guys.
No, I'm using it as an example.
Yes, it's just an
Is that how
example.
far? You could go. Seriously?
Yeah.
There's more to this world. There is more. At 15, I was already clear. Sharpeville is not enough for me. So is SA. And I didn't have the money. It's not like, oh, you speak from privilege. I am not. I'm not. I'm being honest. I landed in the States with $30.
Sure.
30 USDs. So it's not enough to live a life where you're influenced or your existence survived a 2,000 kilometer radius.
Sure.
Really? No, man. There's more to... You know how many billions of people are in this world? That one person can break your heart
Billions.
to be so short-sighted? You are in depression because one person put you there out of 2 billion people? Leave me, please, so I can get my next Russian wife. I'm just saying. There's so much. You're not hiring? Okay. We live in the world of the internet. You can sell yourself to the world. There are companies today that are selling products in South Africa owned by people who've never gone through OR Tambo immigration. Ever. And they probably will never. Why not you? Why can't you be from Sebukeng or Seshego? Why can't you be from Tanin and create pound generating business?
Sure.
You can offer English lessons to Asian markets from home.
Yeah.
There is a program where you can give certain amount of hours. You have to be registered and approved by SAQA, of course. But you can earn in yens in South Africa. I'm just giving you low-hanging fruits.
Yes, virtual assistants. We always.
I'm
speak
just
about
letting
this,
you
yeah.
know. We all after traction on selling, getting money out of Twitter. It's not linear.
Sure.
You understand what I'm saying? There are multiple avenues you can have impact and generate revenue by the power of the internet. But a lot of people have resorted to creating traction out of toxicity. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, Ash, you got to show the cleavage. It's going to give you more views on the, come on, man. You got it like that. Like,
I'm gonna say things that are clickbaity.
Yes.
Thank you.
Harmful.
Yes.
And I generally feel there's a cloud of depression that's going to come to a lot of people who went first to market selling their bodies before they sold their gift.
Ooh.
It's coming.
Ooh.
It's coming. A lot of people are influencers today out of prostitution.
Hey, touched.
And looks get old. No, looks get old.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
don't come for me and say, but there's a willing buyer. No. No. Understand. There's a reason why a man will approach you different, because we respond to what you're selling.
Sure.
That's how we are wired.
Sure.
Do you understand what I'm saying? I can come with all lustful tendencies, but if you change the conversation in our lunch meeting, in our dinner meeting, and say, whoa, before you talk about my thighs, tell me about this offshore opportunity that you spoke about, because I'd like to participate. You've changed the entire narrative. I have the choice to continue talking to you, but I know my boundaries.
Sure.
She about that business. And I respect you for that.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So we must not try to be short-sighted and say, hey, I'm coming for, Looks get old. And there's somebody looking better than you. It's coming.
All the time.
All the time. And the currency of what we projected to the world, if it's based around your looks, unfortunately, when I spoke about that cloud of depression, that point of not being relevant where you're no longer palatable, it's because you didn't give more to the world than your physical pulchritude. And that is a sad state of commodity to export and say, this is who I am. I tell a lot of, I said, God bless me with a daughter. I will tell her straight.
I was just thinking he should have a daughter.
I pray. I'm telling you. I feel for people who don't understand that 90% of the life we live on social media is not true.
Yep.
And there are young girls who project a particular lifestyle because of they saw somebody and they like, this is the only way for me to get here. I'm going to do A, B, C, and D. There's more to you. There's more to you in this world. And you can't, the beauty is, I was watching this video, I don't know if it's Patti LaBelle. No, it was Miss Aretha Franklin performing at the Kennedy Center in the presence of the former President Obama at that time. In her 80s, she played this piano and then she gets up and takes off the coat. And she's performing. And I'm like, man, she was ripe all the way to the grave. There are some people, because they use their gifts to its optimum capacity, they are ripe all the way to the grave.
I love that.
And there are people, because they use their body, unfortunately, they matured before their time. And the Jews
there was
ran
nothing
out.
else to give.
There was nothing else to give. So the truth of the matter is, if you operate out of your gift, somebody was saying, man, what are your next plan after Metro? I said, I don't even have one because I don't know what is Metro's plan after me. I don't think like that.
This is how he got me through undergrad.
I'm just saying. What do you mean? The platform makes you? No, I make the platform. Because I'm operating out of my gift. Your gift is timeless. Your gift is timeless. When you operate out of your gift, you are ripe all the way to the grave.
Sure.
I'm telling you. It's impossible. Tell me somebody who did not use their gift or who used their gift and they died. Nobody. Michael Jackson was prime at his death. Huma Sikela was prime. I traveled with Tate Brayu. I'm talking about Brayu was prime. He had the drip. He was so cool. I drove with him one time and we were, I think I was in a small R8, I can mention it. So R8 is a 2-door small. So, and I put my phone here and he says to me, hey man, unless you want to stop using that machine, keep putting that phone there. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, man, you still got a lot of pumping to do. Remove that cancer off. And I said, this guy is so super cool. But the way he said it, it's like, unless, and I'm like, oh, I must move my phone because there's radiation. And I'm putting it here. And it's like, this is your sanctuary. You understand what I'm saying? But the way he said it is like some grandfather. It's like, man, unless you're no longer pumping there, like, I was like, oh. And I will call him. Think about it. I'm 32.
Sure.
And I'm calling a 78-year-old man. I'm like, where you at? Can I bring lunch? I want to hang with this guy. What about my peers? It's because he's operating in his gift that he's become so ripe and timeless.
Sure.
I used to die to be in his presence. I used to ask, can I see your schedule? I will come on your tour.
Sure.
Because I want to hang with you. And he's like, man, I'm busy. You got to call me. And I'm like, I want to be in my late 70s. And a 30-year-old says, where you at? I want to hang with you. Bishop Noel Jones.
Yes.
You understand? He's my best friend, but he's also, I'm like, whoa, this guy is my father. You know, we'll talk. I'm like, hey, man, can you talk? He's like, yeah, what's going on? I'm like, man, I'm just having a bad day. It's like, oh, yeah? Give me 1 second. I'm going to call you back. I'm like, please call me back. This is my... Because he's using his gift.
Sure.
You can't show me anybody who is using their gift and they are never ripe all the way to the grave.
Sure.
So what are you presenting to the world when you sit across the table and you're meeting with a man that you so called the man of your dreams? What is the rules of engagement here? What attracted me to you? If it's how you look, I'm sorry, girl, 5 years from now, that's going to change. Would you still be there? But there's something about successful relationships that operate and appreciate each other out of being gifted.
Sure.
That demonstrate solidarity that no other relationship can.
Sure. Oh man, I love that. And so many examples ran through my head as you were talking. I'm thinking about Michelle Obama no longer being first lady, but still very relevant.
Yes.
You know, I'm thinking about Oprah Winfrey's show ended a really long time ago.
She's still the
super
benchmark.
relevant. Still the benchmark. You know, just that, yeah.
I went to see Ray Charles. I went to see Jonas Gwangwa. I paid premium to see Abdullah Ibrahim. He did a concert at 90. Somebody half his age does not even show up.
Sure.
They're not living up today. What is your gift? We gotta revisit this conversation before we talk about who we know, who I can get 10,000 Rand out of this month, who I can drop a message to get an e-wallet. Let me tell you something. I never miss a call from somebody who's operating out of their gift. I will return your call.
Sure.
The most important people in my life are, I keep inventory of gifted people. I don't keep inventory of rich people because I don't know how you got your riches.
Yeah.
And riches come and go.
Yeah.
But I will respect you for life operating out of your gift. And that's how the world will treat you. I'm telling you now. So I don't know what's next after Metro because my gift is going to create another Metro. You understand what I'm saying?
And you've lived it.
Man,
You left
20
and came
years,
back.
20 years, yeah, it's fun. It's a lot of fun. A lot of people, 6 years, you're like, yo, does he still have it? First of all, if you operate out of your gift, it has no expiration date.
Yes.
Because before your mother conceived you, I formed you. I knew you. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Man, just come to the Replenishment concert.
Just come to the
Yes.
Just pull up. Just pull up. Just come up
Give
to
us
the
the date.
Replenishment.
What's the date?
September 27 on a Saturday at Supersport Park Stadium in Centurion. Tickets are available at Ticket Pro. The Grammy Award-winning Hezekiah Walker dropped me a beautiful message this early morning around 4 o'clock. And he said this is what he's going to do at the show. And he's already telling me how he's going to do his set. I think it was around, I'll tell you right now, Bishop.
The team is coming.
Yeah.
2 days after my birthday,
listen.
so we must.
And this time, whether I've got drips or whatever,
You
I will be
showing
there.
up. So we have Koli Mwango, Reverend Benjamin Dube.
Oh, wow.
We have Spunoa, Dumim Kokstad, Tina Zungu, Mbumi Mchweni, Jumbo. We have Nontogozo Mkize. She's amazing. I love her. I love everybody I mentioned. It's Keke Pafol. It's a lot. The list is endless, man. I'm loving it. It's and I look forward to this year. It's our 4th installment. People have been supportive. We're having fun, and I'm announcing another big concert. I think around Easter time next year. Yeah, I'm bringing love back. I'm bringing love back. Just look out for one of the craziest love concerts.
Okay.
Coming your way.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm back. I'm back in my crazy mode. I love the unconventional stuff. So we're doing that. But September 27, Ticket Pro is a place to get your tickets, and we're gonna have a good time.
It's going to be an awesome time.
I'm telling you.
Sure.
Definitely looking forward to it.
I am
Let's
definitely
go.
looking forward to it.
We
Thank you
there.
so much for your time. Thank you so much for your wisdom. Thank you so much for just downloading. You're saying, guys, this is what I've got for you. We knew that it was going to be good.
Thank you,
and
man.
you've met the standard and more.
Oh, stop it. My home girl. So yeah, there's home advantage.
Advantage.
Right.
Guys, that was today's episode of The Conversation Capital. Make sure you get your ticket to the Replenishment concert. Like, share, and subscribe. Comment and share love with us. For now, though, goodbye and God bless.